Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Ahmed Lamayar. On this video, we're gonna create a microservices. We will create a microservice and where we will configure microservice plus we will save data to MongoDB. So before we start creating microservice, let's know a little bit about microservice. So what is microservice? A microservice is a framework that built on top of the Spring framework is designed to simplify development of the standalone production-grade Spring application. So I brought you some key feature or key component is a convention over the configuration. So it's a pre-configured setting and it has a like Spring Boot provide a lot of default configuration to reduce need for the manual setup, and it has a startup dependency. It offers start like a home file to simplify the dependency management. So this is the Spring Boot startup web for the web application. And the another key feature is auto configuration. So automatic setup based on a dependency present on the class path. Spring Boot automatically configure the application context and customization. Developer can override the default configuration as needed. You could override it. There is no, it's not like a permanent something. You could override if it's needed. Embedded server. So the third feature is the embedded Tomcat, Chatty, Undertow. Like all these three servers would be included like something. Spring Boot application can run without embedded server. Eliminate the need of deploying a war file. So standalone execution, you can run Spring Boot application directly from the command line with a Java -jar. You could use the fourth feature is Spring Boot command line. It's a command line interface. Spring Boot provide a CLI for the quickly prototyping application using Groovy. You could do that as well. Rapid development, it allows running Groovy script without need at full fledged like integration development environment like IDE setup. And the fifth one is a production ready feature. Actuator. A Spring Boot actuator provide built-in endpoint for monitoring and managing applications such as health check, metric, environment information, and also externalization configuration. Support various ways to externalize configuration property, include property file, YAML file, environment variable, and command line argument. The Spring Boot initializer, that's the very good feature. And the project generator. Spring Boot initializer, web-based tool for generating a Spring Boot project structure with a selected dependency. So this is the like you could right away create the application ready to go. Give you this feature. And the microservice support. Spring Cloud. Spring Boot integrate with the Spring Cloud to build distributed system on microservices, offering tools like a service discovery, Eureka, circuit breaker like a Icetrix, and distributed configuration Spring Cloud config. And also Spring Boot provide a Spring Boot dev tools. What does that mean? Development enhancement. Dev tool provide feature like a Tomcat restart, a live reload, configuration for better development and experience. So what is do that make it easy? You don't need to like manually restart every time you brought the changes or you did anything to a server. So what dev tools do for you? They just provide you automatic service, automatic restart. So they make it faster. And security, of course, this is one of the main feature of the microservice. Spring security integration, easy integrate with the Spring security for authentication and authorization. I will tell you what is authenticated and authorization. And even there is a security, but you will manage it like, even there's a security, you will manage it like who should access what. You could edit the security, like who should uh, how, what kind of rule a person should has or developer has. And there is a like login and username and login password, basic security. I'm sure you're familiar with that. Add to configuration for security, provide sensible, defeat and easy configuration for securing application, and also is provide testing support. Spring Boot test, it provides testing utility for the unit integration test, includes Spring Boot test for setup, application contents and mocking. So basically Spring Boot is a framework built on top of Spring Boot. What it means, it has everything in it. It make it easy for us. You don't do anything. You do some coding, but other than that, like you want to run it, restart it, reload it, all the stuff would be taken over by the Spring Boot. And also the logging, they already provide a log system, the exception system, like all the hard working, they already done it. And even they done it, they made it easy, so you will learn is how easy, how quick you will figure it out thing. So what the Spring Boot focus more on the like a speed, reusing tools and production for developer. So it's a very good tool. You need to come to a Spring if you want to generate. So this is the Spring Initializer. Spring Initializer is a web tool. Like this is the web tool that help you to create and download ready to run project application. The first, they give you the option. You could open it if there's anything. They give you like extra information. So Spring Boot Initializer. First on this side is a project. You pick the project. What do you like? If you like a Maven or you like Gradle, you pick one of them. Groovy, Gradle, anything you like. There's a project, this section. And on this way is a language. What language you want to pick? Java or other language. One thing to say, like, don't create like a different language. Just focus on one language. Let's say you use the one Java. On other project, use it with the same thing. So that's why they call it microservice. Micro means small business. They like it is like a loosely coupled application. You could create it. Like before, there was a one big application. You save all the information on a one place. Right now, what microservice does, you just like create many services. For example, right now I have a pizza restaurant. On a pizza restaurant, you could create application for the saving a data, or like a video chat, voice chat, anything on one service, like receiving requests on another service. So that way they will integrate it. Like one thing up into one server is went down, then another servers would be not affected. So before, what was it like? There was a system that like everything was connected together. Like if one get something happen, all the system would be down. So for example, you save video, voice, text, order, everything on one place. Right now, what you could do it make it so easy and so quick, and with the speed, you could create different type of service for your order, notification, server status. Like for each one, you could create different one. So that's the like a brief more explanation. You want to know it. So there's a project name. You pick the project. I want to pick Maven. What the Maven does, this is like they give us dependency. Maven or Gradle, what they do, they build a jar file for us. Either they build jar file for us, or they give us dependency. They take our dependency on that. So I will tell you what is dependency. These two, they build a jar file and also take over dependency. On this side is a language. You pick one of the language, Java. That's why I say it's another good idea. Pick different. For one application, you pick Java. The second application, you pick Kotlin. So it is up to you. You could pick that one, but it's a lot of work. Just focus pick one language. This will do everything. You no need to just go to another and just mix it up with a lot of language. So Spring Boot, this is the, like each time read the title, what are you asking? This is a Spring Boot version. If they say snapshot, that means it still is on the development, it's not ready yet. So the number, that's complete number with no snapshot, this is the one that is ready. This is the latest one. This is a 3, this is 2. You could pick the latest one, it's up to you, but I will pick the latest one, but you could pick the any version if you like to. You will receive a good support. There are only 2 versions right now at this time. So this is the, and on below that is a project meta. Data about data. Meta is a data about data, because if you're creating a project, you need to give a group name. The group name is a company name. What did that mean? Like my name, my company name was Pizza. The one I'm creating is a pizza service. You see, pizza restaurant is a pizza. What you do on a good practice, say you could put a reverse order right here. Your company reverse order. That was a pizza.com. I reverse it, com.pizza. Or com also would represent commercial or company.pizza. Like you just put your company name right here. This is the artifact name. I'm sure you know about the artifact. And this is the name. You pick any name right here. And description, you just give a description. I say pizza project. And packaging, on a packaging always start lowercase. Do not start with the uppercase. It is not recommended. The good practice is it is not recommended. Best practice is always lowercase. And each one represent each folder. Like you say com is a one folder. When it after dot, this has become another folder. If you keep doing dot another thing, create another folder. Right now we have a 2 folders, a com.pizza. Everything will be on a com.pizza. Right here is a packaging. On a packaging they gave us 2 options, either jar or war. Jar has everything. If you're familiar with the IBM IIB, they give you a bar file which is it's compile everything to it. You could deploy it to anywhere and start working. Jar kind of similar to bar. Is like also this one they call them fat jar, which has everything. This has like a server like Tomcat servers. Everything is included in that. If you do this one, this is a kind of manual. On the old way you will do it war file. You need to deploy it over the server, but this one has everything. You're good to go. And right here they give you the version of Java. This is for packaging, whether you like to pick jar or war, but this is for Java version. What version you like to pick the latest one. When you pick the latest one, the other is a supporting. Let's say you pick even 8 and above would be supporting or below. Just pick the 17, or you could pick the new version. It's up to you. Pick the old version. On this side is dependency. Dependency means excuse me. On dependency, on a Maven grader, they give like a project name, a group ID, group name, and project name. Like the group name and project name is kind of coordination to the dependency. Let's say you want a Tomcat, Apache Tomcat. You see, Maven has a Apache Tomcat. So what you need to do, you need to add the web services. So in order to have Apache Tomcat, and in order to add the dependency of Apache Tomcat, you need to give them like for the Spring Boot, you need to provide a coordination. This is the coordination. When you add the dependency Maven, you give a coordination for the Spring Boot. Can you download me this jar file for the Tomcat, all the dependency that is needed for the Spring Boot? What the Spring Boot and they look for that one, they will download it and put it on the library for you. And similarly, if you want it like a GPA, this is for the Java Processing API. This is the API. What do? You just like for the SQL story, you see, process data on the SQL story with a Java Processing API using a Spring Data Hibernate. What this does, you don't need to write a SQL code. You need to follow. They will provide you the interface, everything right here. And they will map it to you for the SQL. Like they make it so easy. You don't need to know any like SQL thing. They will just map it and you will do it through that. You will see it like, but this is like persistent means like permanent. permanent data that you want to save it. This is like API that working with the permanent data that you want to save it to the SQL. And what does H2 mean? Database. This is like for the temporarily you want to save the data on a memory on your computer. You see, they provide a fast in-memory database that support the JDBC API access with a small footprint support, and all the embedded and server node as well as a browser-based console application. And Spring, this they see dev tool. What this does, this is like a reload, restart, live reload, and configuration for enhanced development experience. The dev tool does. We just add 5 of them. How you want to add dependency? All you do Control B or just click on that. Let's say you want a long back. Long back is something it provide you the annotation. So you see Java annotation library which help you to reduce the boilerplate. You just click on that. You see now it added. If you do not want it, click it back and delete it. I think that's all on this side. There's a dependency. Each time read the title what you want, pick the option from it. So, and those is the information. After you select everything, you pick for this one is necessary to work with pick that one. If you do not like to work with database, it's fine, but I pick for other thing. Just say generate. So pizza artifact, we gave them the name was pizza artifact from right here. So what you do, just go to a location and extract it. Let me extract it and open it. So let me create another video and do all the coding because it will take longer. See you on the next video.